Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kaplan Center from Newburgh, New York for the first night and the first game of the Hudson Valley Classic. The first contest of this year's tournament features the SUNY New Paltz Hawks and the Vassar College Brewers. Starting with the designated visiting team, SUNY New Paltz, they come into this one at 1-2 with an offense averaging 83 points per game. They are 19-12 at lifetime against Vassar, and this is a rivalry that dates back to 1989. Almost exactly a year ago today, November 22nd, 2024, New Paltz beat Vassar in the most recent matchup between these two teams as we're about ready for tip-off, winning that one for the Hawks, number 12, Isaiah Rivera. He got up there first, but it'll be Vassar coming down with the ball. Avery Lee out of Los Angeles, California, working with it for the Brewers. That pass a little too high, and that's how we get started tonight. Now for the designated home team, Vassar wearing maroon. This is a team that comes into tonight at 2-0, averaging 86 points per game. Both of their wins came last weekend in the Hochberg family tip-off, and they last beat New Paltz in 2022. As the first shot of the game for the Hawks won't go, rebounded by Krikor Karaguzian. Loses the ball. I believe it was not touched. So it is back-to-back turnovers to start the game for the Brewers. First an errant pass and now a backcourt violation, not the start you're looking for, obviously, especially in a round-robin tournament play, as Mo Silla inbounds that to Thomas Keene. And now New Paltz will get to work looking to score the first points of tonight's contest. Swings it now for Amalfiatiano. Losing it with Rivera. Rivera swings it back outside, gets it to Matthews. Matthews forced to pick up his dribble, swings it back out, swings it across. Silla thought about it, now drives inside. Swings it back. Nice defense there from the Brewers. That is a shot clock violation. So now both teams have had two possessions and both defenses have looked quite good. As Shea Fitzgerald brings the ball up for the Brewers. Trying to set a screen was Lee. He got fouled hard. On defense there, Isaiah Rivera. It looked like Lee was trying to come up to the top of the key, maybe set a screen or something similar. But some physical defense from Rivera, and it'll be an inbound play now for the Brewers. Fitzgerald swings it inside. He'll get it to Denham. Denham crossed the floor, gets it to Karaguzian. Karaguzian now puts it on the ground, works to his left, works it inside the three-point line. Now swings it back up top for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's to Karaguzian. Karaguzian inside. Swings it back up top. Lee for three. Got it. Avery Lee from Los Angeles, California puts it in from beyond the arc, and that's how the scoring opens tonight. 3-0 Vassar. Bringing it now, getting it to Rivera. Rivera inside, switches to his right. Cuts inside, hop step, cuts to the rim. His shot won't go. It wouldn't have counted anyway. They're going to bust Rivera there for a travel. So turnovers now on back-to-back possessions for New Paltz. The shot clock violation and now the travel on Rivera. Karaguzian brings it up now for the Brewers out of San Francisco, California. So the Golden State, well represented in this Vassar starting five. 3 out of 5 these guys are from California. Swinging inside, impressive pass from Neuenhaus. Neuenhaus in the corner. That's Shea Fitzgerald. So a nice connection from the 6'9" big man, finds his man in the corner, and it's back-to-back triples for the Brewers. Here's Silla, now works it inside. SUNY New Paltz desperately needs a bucket. Swings it to the corner. Three-pointer, Amalfiano. Won't go. Rebounded by Denham. Amalfiano, that three-pointer won't go. Inside, gets it now. Here's Neuenhaus. Neuenhaus puts the moves on. It goes high off the glass, can't get it to fall. It'll go out of play. I'll say that was last touched by Vassar. Vassar head coach Ryan Mee is not impressed. As bringing the ball up now for New Paltz is Thomas Keene, one of 3 captains out on the floor for the visitors. The other 2, Isaiah Rivera and number 23, Lamar Matthews. Matthews sets a screen, gets the ball, cuts it inside, goes to work on Neuenhaus, right under the rim, leaves that one short. Neuenhaus grabs the rebound, leaves it for Denham. And the Brewers run the floor. Lee gets it back to Karaguzian. Karaguzian in transition, getting a hand on it was Neuenhaus. Couldn't quite bring that one down. It'll go out of play. Last touch by Vassar. 17-10 left to play in this young first half. SUNY New Paltz still looking for their first basket. As Mo Silla setting up the offense, he's guarded by Karaguzian. Putting the moves on, Silla for 3. Too strong off the back iron. Leaping rebound, that one brought down by Denham. Denham standing at 6'5", a formidable rebounder for this Brewers team. Up top, it's Neuenhuis. Neuenhuis leaves it for Lee. Lee switches to his right, back to his left. From around the elbow, mid-range jump shot. That one won't go, brought back in by Keene. Keene and the Hawks now working right to left. Works it to the corner, will swing it up top for Silla. Silla gets it to Matthews. Matthews puts it on the ground, swings it to the corner, gets it to Amalfatno. Amalfatno now swings it back to Matthews. Matthews, jab step, fires away. That one won't go. It'll hit the scoreboard, sorry, the shot clock rather, and go out of play. As checking in for New Paltz number 5, Sebastian Medina. He'll come on in place of the big man at Neuenhuis. As Fitzgerald brings the ball up for Vassar. He's met at half court by fellow number 3, Thomas Keene. Keene blown by. Good pass underneath. Denham lays it up and in, and it is an 8-0 run for Vassar to open this one tonight. Silla now puts the ball on the ground, gets to work, directing a little bit of traffic. Looks for Amalfatno, gets to him. Amalfatno up top. Matthews sets a screen. Amalfatno now works it inside, goes right at the rim. Can't get it to go, but he'll draw a foul. So Amalfatno will go to the charity stripe for the first time tonight for either side. And a good chance now to get his guys on the board. Amalfatno currently averaging 10.3 points per game across New Paltz's 3 games this season, as the first free throw rattles around and rattles out. Zarek Zhang comes in for Vassar. The second free throw, Amalfatno knocks it down. The score now 8-1. The Hawks on the board. With 15:52 left to play in this first half. Bringing it up the floor is Medina, fairly fresh into the game. Coming up top, acting like he's going to set a screen is Fitzgerald. Trying to swing it inside is Medina. That pass right at the defense. New Paltz with the easy takeaway now. Silla brings it up the floor. Silla goes up with it, looking for a foul. Won't get it. That shot goes high off the glass and rims out. As Fitzgerald has it in transition for Vassar. Leaves it now for Karaguzian. Karaguzian to the top of the key. Medina winds, fires for 3, gets it to go. The lead up to double digits for Vassar. It is now 11-1. And with 15:23 left to play in this first half, New Paltz head coach Keith Kenny will take a timeout. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kaplan Center for the opening contest of the 2025 Hudson Valley Classic. I'm Lucas Stackpole, bringing you the action between the Vassar Brewers and the New Paltz Hawks. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, it has been all Vassar. The Brewers currently lead this one 11-1. New Paltz has yet to score a field goal. Is checking into the game for the Hawks is Amir Hughes. Alongside Hughes is Justin Noeli-Zaire. Hughes on the inbound. Gets it over Denham, gets it to Silla. Silla guarded by Zhang, swings it across the floor to Amalfatno. Amalfatno gets it to Hughes. Hughes puts it on the ground, works it to the corner. Underneath Amalfatno, nicely done. Good ball movement from the Hawks. The lead cut back down to 8. Here's Fitzgerald directing some traffic. Working on Noeli-Zaire. Goes right around him, right under the hoop, swings it to the corner. Greenberg for three, gets it to go. Sasha Greenberg buries it. And Vassar has shot the ball incredibly well from beyond the arc. As Hughes swings it back up top, gets it to Silla. Silla cuts inside, swings it for Amalfatno, puts it on the ground, now leaves it back up top for Noli Zaire. He gets it to Rivera. Rivera shot long off the back iron, won't go. Brought back in by Vassar. Here's Fitzgerald, now cuts inside, stops on a dime, leaves it for Denham, who gets it back to Fitzgerald. Denham to the corner for Medina, back to Denham. Into the corner for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald working hard against Noelle Zaire, swings it across the floor. Denham for three, won't go. That one off the side of the backboard. Nice rebound from Greenberg. His second chance points won't go. So the Hawks looking for some points in transition. Noelle Zaire, that pass intended for Hughes, taken away by Greenberg. Taking it straight to the rim as Denham gets it to go off the glass. And the lead now has ballooned to 13. Hughes bringing it up the floor. Newhalt's looking desperately for any sort of consistency. Here now is Rivera. Rivera now for Silla. Silla across the floor, gets it to Hughes. Hughes puts it on the ground, works inside, switches over to his left, goes up. That shot rejected by Medina. All Brewers as Fitzgerald waits for numbers, picks up his dribble, needs somebody behind him. Leaves it for Greenberg, who gets it to Medina. Medina again, won't go. Rebound Denham. Fitzgerald acting like he's going to take a long three, now puts it on the ground, takes it back up. Leaves it for Greenberg, who gets it back to Fitzgerald, who gets it back to Greenberg. Greenberg working on Hughes, will leave it in the corner for Denham. Denham across the floor. Working with it now, Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald takes it right to the rim, goes high off the glass, won't go. Caromed off the back rim, just didn't quite have the angle as Hughes brings it back up the floor for the Hawks. Hughes gets it to Silla. Silla directing traffic, his guys trailing by 13. Gets the screen from Rivera, now leaves it for Rivera. Rivera across the floor for Hughes. Hughes in the corner, Amalfatno. Amalfatno goes right at Medina, goes right to the rim. Maybe Medina got a hand on it. Either way, that shot left short. Brewers now in transition. Here's Zhang, leaves it up for Denham. Denham up and under the rim. A pretty finish there. And Coach Kenny has no choice but to take another timeout. And this game so far, all Vassar, an 18-3 run to open the contest tonight. And with 12:34 left to play in this first half, we will take another brief intermission. So, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back from that brief timeout. And if you're just now joining us, the Vassar Brewers have been dominating through the first 7.5 minutes of this one. They currently lead the New Paltz Hawks by a score of 18-3. Only one basket on the floor so far for New Paltz as Rivera now. Nifty crossover, spin move, works his way inside, goes off the glass, and a much-needed basket for New Paltz. The sophomore Kaplan delivers a big basket to lead down to 13. Zhang guarded tightly by Silla. New Paltz a lot more of a press defense as Avery Lee has checked back into the contest for Vassar. Lee works on Noelle Zaire, swings it inside for Zhang. Zhang, that shot blocked, able to go to the rim, can't get it to fall. Here's now Silla leading his guys in transition. Swings it all the way across the floor, gets it to Hughes. Hughes catches it, goes right inside, goes right to the hoop, leaves that one short. Nice leaping rebound from Sebastian Medina. He swings it now for Lee. Lee picked up by Silla. Worked inside for Parker Neuenhaus, the 6'9" big man, back into the game for the Brew Crew. Neuenhaus right to the rim, gets it to go. So some soft touch from the big fella as Vassar reaches the 20-point threshold, the lead back up to 15. Silla puts moves on, goes through his legs, puts up a three ball. That shot won't go, left short off the front rim. Lee brings it down. Now running the floor for the Brewers in transition. Runs into a wall, and Silla will now swing it to the corner. Greenberg for three. Won't go. Rims in and out. Silla brings it down for the Hawks. Swings it up floor for Hughes. Hughes tried to get it to Rivera. That pass blocked before it got to the intended target, but they will say it is last touched by a Brewer as Krikor Karaguzian checks back in for Vassar. Karaguzian from San Francisco, California, representing the 4-1-5. As that ball's inbounded, Silla gets it to Hughes. Hughes into the game for New Paltz is Peter Neidem. Neidem's three-pointer won't go. Brought back down by Vassar. A whistle and a foul inside. We haven't had too many of those yet, just one for each side. As the whistle is blown, the foul, I believe, is on the floor. It will be. This one will go against New Paltz. So Vassar with an inbound play right under the basket, looking to add to what is already a fairly sizable lead. As Karaguzian gets into the open man Lee. Lee right under the basket. That one rejected by Noelle Zaire. That ball's still bouncing around. Finally bringing it down is Greenberg. Greenberg goes up and over the competition, gets it to go off the glass. And some excellent offensive rebounding from the Vassar Brewers. Rivera now looking to set up the offense, cuts to his left, swings it back for Silla. Silla inside, leaves it back up top for Rivera. Rivera now cuts inside. Nice pass underneath for Silla. Silla goes up. Getting a hand on it is Neuenhuis. All the way up the floor. Karaguzian off the glass and in. The lead up to 19 for the Brew Crew. And the momentum all for the men in maroon as Hughes lets a three-ball go. That one too strong off the back iron, brought down by Greenberg. Medina bringing it up the floor for Vassar, works it inside, leaves it deep for Neuenhuis. That one deflected, last touched by Neuenhuis. So Medina, the late decision to pass proves costly, as Thomas Keene and Trevor Malfatno are back into the game for New Paltz. Keene bringing the ball up for the Hawks. Swings it now for Neidem. Neidem puts it on the ground. We'll leave it for Noelle Zaire, who leaves it for Keene. Keene gets it to Amalfatno. Amalfatno works it inside, right to Noelle Zaire. Noelle Zaire goes up right in traffic. Good pass underneath. Gets it right to Rivera for the easy two. The lead back down to 17. Here's Karaguzian. Karaguzian picks up his dribble, swings it out for Neuenhuis. Neuenhuis at the top, pump fake. Fitzgerald puts it up for real this time. Won't go off the front rim. Nice leaping rebound. Bringing it down is Justin Noelle Zaire. Noelle Zaire going coast to coast, now works inside, puts the moves on Neuenhuis, goes right up and under. So back-to-back baskets for the Hawks. And it is Ryan Mee taking another timeout, as Vassar's lead has slightly shrunk to 15. 24-9 your score. We'll take a brief break for this timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kaplan Center, where your score is currently Vassar 24, New Paltz 9. 9:24 and counting down in this first half. This game has been all Vassar, and they look to keep it that way fresh off the timeout. Fitzgerald goes right to the rim. And whatever Coach Meade drew up in the huddle off of that timeout worked to a T. The lead back up to 17. Keene for Neidem. Neidem puts it on the ground, leaves it for Noelle Zaire. He'll swing it for Keene. Keene gets it to Lamar Matthews, back into the game for the Hawks. Matthews leaves it in the corner. Noelle Zaire, his three-pointer won't go. Neuenhuis gets a hand on it, using all 6'9". Officially getting the rebound there is Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald now swings it back up top, gets it to Lee. Lee inside, puts the moves on Keene, picks up his dribble in just right around the free throw line. Getting it inside to Neuenhuis. Neuenhuis, that shot rejected by Neidem. So New Paltz's own big man playing some nice defense. As Noelle Zaire now works it towards the baseline, going to work against Karaguzian. That layup from right under the basket clanks off the bottom of the rim, and it's an easy rebound for Vassar as Fitzgerald swings it for Denham. Denham all the way across the floor for Lee. Lee, corner three, that one left short. Lamar Matthews, that rebound falls right into his hands. Matthews bringing the ball up the floor now for New Paltz. Gets it to Keene. Keene, a long three, that one short off the front rim. A leaping rebound from Denham. As Mee tells his guys to slow it down, Avery Lee directing a little bit of traffic. He's guarded by Amalfat now. Lee gets it inside. Nice pass underneath. Karaguzian off the glass, can't finish. Peter Neidham, using all 6'6", brings that one down for New Paltz. Matthews goes right at Neuenhuis, back to the top, swings it for Neidham. Pump fake three for Keene. Back out for Amalfatno. His three-pointer way too long. Denham catches that one out of the air. Left it for Lee. 7:37 left to play. Lee working on Noeli Zaire, gets a screen from Denham. Picked up by Amalfatno. Lee switches back over to his left. Good spin move. Gets it to go off the glass and the foul. A highlight reel play from Avery Lee. Beautiful spin move. Goes right to the hoop, takes the foul, and a chance for a three-point play. Avery Lee, the 6'1" guard from Los Angeles, California. Lee currently Vassar's leading scorer, averaging a whopping 26.5 points per game. Through two games, 26.5 point average. As looking to complete the three-point play is Lee. You can count it. As Jossie Zinn checks into the game for Vassar for the first time tonight. Zinn, 6'8", also from Los Angeles, from Harvard Westlake High School. Harvard Westlake, some notable alumni. At least if you're a baseball fan, as the referee plays some defense on Lee. Lee now figures it out, leaves it underneath for Denham. Denham's float game is good. So despite the referee's best efforts, Vassar, another 2 points. And back to Harvard Westlake, if there are any Major League Baseball fans on the broadcast. Max Fried, Lucas Giolito, Jack Flaherty, Pete Crow Armstrong, all some guys that went to Harvard Westlake High School. Beautiful spin move from Silla underneath the basket. Gets it to go high off the glass. 31-11 now your score. Fitzgerald setting up some offense, gets a screen from Zinn, swings it to the corner, it's Greenberg. Greenberg on the ground, gets it to Lee, back to Greenberg. Greenberg gets Silla to jump, leaves it back for Lee. Greenberg sets a screen for Lee. Lee picked up by Silla. Lee, hop step, good spin move, fadeaway jump shot, got it to go. So Avery Lee deep in his bag early tonight. Some beautiful spin moves have led to some prettier baskets. The lead up to 22 for the Brewers. Silla goes between the legs, works it into the paint, gets it to Amalfatno up top. Amalfatno picks up his dribble, works it to the corner for Rivera. Rivera grabs it off the ground. They're going to say he traveled. The second travel of the contest for Rivera, if you remember, he was called for one earlier. As Eric Zhang checks back into the game for the Brewers. His guy is up 22. Fitzgerald from San Diego, California, so all three of California's major cities well represented. 4 if you count Manteca, where I'm from. Hardly a major city. This Fitzgerald for 3, gets it to go. An impressive shooting night from Vassar. Just continues to get more impressive. You keep expecting the next three-pointer to not go in just because of probability, but Vassar just continues to make them. Is checking into the game for New Paltz is John Osorno. He's at 6'8". Silla up top for Rivera. Rivera catch and shoot three-pointer. Won't go off the front rim. Zinn snatching that one out of the air for the Brewers. Here's Zhang inside, working it all the way in with his right hand. He did go out of play on the baseline. The New Paltz bench emphatic in their assertion that he had stepped out of bounds. And of course, that is the correct call. Silla brings it up the floor, and the Hawks looking to cut into what is now a 25-point deficit. Amalfatno on the ground, goes right to the rim. Now spins, gets it to Rivera. Rivera for Keene. Keene for 3, short off the front rim. Rebound goes right to Greenberg. Now it's Zhang, back to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald sets up the offense. Looks like he calls for a screen. Coming up top is Zinn. Using it is Fitzgerald, rather bouncing off of it. Fitzgerald now operating outside the perimeter, swings it for Greenberg. Greenberg tried to get it inside. Nice defense there from Keene. Gets it up top to Amalfatno. Amalfatno for Silla. Silla, pump fake, now shoots for real. His three-pointer is good. A big shot there from the Hawks as they're looking to cut into this deficit. Mo Silla doing his part with that three-pointer. Fitzgerald guarded by fellow number 3, Thomas Keene. Gets it to Zinn at the top of the key. Zinn spins, now swings it back for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald waiting for something to open up. 12 left on the 30. Greenberg for 3, won't go. Rivera brings down that rebound for real. That ball bouncing around for a little bit. As Rivera now goes underneath, loses it, gets it back. And the balancing act along the sideline. That won't last as Rivera out of play. And both sides make a flurry of substitutions as Karaguzian and Neuenhaus back into the contest for Vassar. Joining them also is Sebastian Medina. As back into the contest for New Paltz, Justin Noeli Zaire and Amir Hughes. Karaguzian swings it for Neuenhaus. Neuenhaus back to Karaguzian. Karaguzian guarded by Rivera. Karaguzian gets it up top to Medina. Medina picked up by Noeli Zaire. He swings it for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald to the corner. Denham inside. Tried to get it to Medina. Nicely done on the rebound. Parker Neuenhaus. The big man, the second chance points, which Vassar has done an excellent job of controlling. Silla swings it for Hughes. Hughes works it inside, thought about it. Amalfatno, his three-pointer, gets it to go. Nothing but net for Trevor Amalfatno. Big three-pointer there for the Hawks. Karaguzian works on Hughes, leaves it for Neuenhaus at the top of the key. Fitzgerald calling for the ball, he's not open. Neuenhaus now swings it for Denham. Denham now gets it to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald picked up by Malfatno. Beautiful pass inside. Up and over everybody, tried to get it to Neuenhaus. Neuenhaus just couldn't quite get both hands on it. It looked like the pass was there. And of course, Neuenhaus being 6'9", that's a pass that is only intended, he's probably the only guy in the building that can catch that pass. As Rivera now sets up the offense, goes inside. That one looked like it could have been another travel. As he gets it to Malfatno. Malfatno gets it to Silla. Silla guarded by Denham, gets it back to Malfatno. Malfatno working on Lee, works it towards the baseline. He's picked up by Neuenhaus. That one picked off by Medina. The Vassar interior defense continues to be suffocating as that pass is well ahead of Denham. Denham just doing anything he could to get that shot off with his momentum. Hughes works it inside. That ball almost stripped by Denham. But they will say it's a foul. So that one goes against the Brewers. Not many fouls for either side in this first half. 2.5 minutes left to play. 3 fouls for New Paltz, 2 for Vassar. Malfatno on the inbound. He'll get it to Silla. Silla goes between the legs, working right around the free throw line. Good poke check there from Karaguzian. That one deflected by Medina. Or Medina's pass deflected by Silla. They'll call a jump ball, and possession will be awarded to New Paltz. So Vassar has played some lockdown defense throughout the duration of this first half, and the scoreboard reflects that. Firing on all cylinders of the Brewers on both sides of the ball. As Hughes gets it inside, goes right at Neuenhaus. And Amir Hughes, unafraid of the challenge, goes up and in off the glass. Lee swings it for Medina. Medina inside, goes right at Rivera. That shot won't go. It hit somebody in front. Last touched by a Brewer. The referees agree. So New Paltz looking to string together a little bit of a run before the conclusion of this first half. 38-19, your current score. We're at 2 minutes even left to play. Malfatno works on Lee. Gets it to the corner. Malfatno now switches back over. The Vassar defense continues to be stifling. Malfatno right to the rim, goes right at Neuenhaus. Got the shot off, just couldn't get it to fall. The Brewers bring down the rebound. Slowing it down is Karaguzian. Karaguzian met near half court by Silla. Karaguzian now works to his right. Thinks about it, goes between the legs, switches back to his right. Works it outside, gets it up top to Neuenhaus. Neuenhaus for 3, won't go. Getting a hand on it, Malfatno, but it's Denham bringing that one down for Vassar. Denham loses it, somehow goes right at Lee. And so Vassar maintains the ball in the half-court set with a brand new shot clock, 24 seconds counting down. Lee tries to go right at Rivera, getting a hand in there as Rivera. He dives on the loose ball, no whistle, swings it to Amalfatno. Beautiful hustle play from Rivera as Amalfatno loses the ball, gets it back, swings it up top. Noelle Zaire wide open for three. Way off. And so a disappointing end to what was a beautiful possession there for New Paltz. We now dip under the minute mark. The deficit for the designated visitors is still 19. Fitzgerald gets it to Greenberg, who gets it back to Fitzgerald. Vassar looking to put the exclamation mark on what has already been an emphatic first half. Fitzgerald puts the moves on, switches over to his left. Beautiful spin move, has Noelle Zaire spinning, can't get it to go off the front rim. Nicely done on the boards by Greenberg. Beautiful find underneath to Denham. And some beautiful ball movement from the Vassar Brewers as they hit the 40-point threshold. Bringing it up the floor for New Paltz is Hughes. 7 seconds separating shot and game clock. 26 seconds left to go here in this first half. Hughes just dribbling out the clock, looking to set up some offense here. They do not have the last shot. As getting a hand in there is Denham. Hughes forced to work the baseline, goes right at Greenberg, loses the ball. 10 seconds now for Vassar. Shot clock, of course, off. Fitzgerald bringing it up the floor, cuts inside, swings it to the corner for Greenberg. On the ground, works his way inside. Mid-range jump shot, gets it to go. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how the first half will end. Just utter domination from the Vassar College Brewers. Your score at the half at 42-19. Vassar just firing on all cylinders on both sides of the ball. And that's really the story of the contest, just complete domination from the designated home team. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is an offense that averages 86 points per game. They've scored 83 and 89 in their 2 wins this season. They're well on track for another 80-point game. They're at 42 at the break. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere just yet. As always, I'm Lucas Stackpole, and we'll be back in 14 minutes for the second half of action here tonight. And so, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kaplan Center. I'm Lucas Stackput. We are just seconds away from the second half of action in what is the opening contest in this year's Hudson Valley Classic. If you're just now joining us, this game has been dominated by the Vassar College Brewers. They currently lead the New Paltz Hawks 42-19, and ladies and gentlemen, the stat sheet simply does not lie. In the first half, Vassar went 18 for 36 from the field, a ludicrous 50%. 41.7% from three. And compared to New Paltz, 2 for 15 from three, 8 for 30 from the field, 13.3% and 26.7% respectively. And if you just look at the nitty-gritty stats, Vassar leads in points off of turnovers, points in the paint, second chance points, fast break points, and points off the bench. Vassar's biggest lead is 25. New Paltz has yet to lead tonight. Vassar took the lead with 18:53 left to play in the first half, and ladies and gentlemen, they did not look back as Karaguzian inbounds it to Fitzgerald as New Paltz looks to continue an utterly dominating first half. Fitzgerald, guarded tightly by Keene, uses a screen, looks for Neuenhaus, quickly double-teamed, gets it to Neiman. Neiman leads all scorers so far with 10 as Neuenhaus has that one poking away. It goes out of bounds, out of the baseline, last touched by Neuenhaus. That one went off of his foot. As Parker Denham leads all scorers with 10. Working with an Al Silla. Silla tries to get inside, leaves it for Rivera. Rivera for three, gets it to go. So some quick points out of the break for New Paltz. It took them until almost the 14-minute mark to score in the first half. Karaguzian gets it to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald up top, guarded by Matthews. Good spin move. Fitzgerald goes up with it. They're going to call a travel. That is the right call. I saw that one from up here. Fitzgerald's pivot foot did move. The referees all agree. So bringing it up is Keene. The deficit down to 20. New Paltz, of course, has plenty of time to dig into that, and basketball is one of the most momentum-driven sports there is, as Neuenhaus rejects that one. Rivera tried the wrong guy, as Lee now puts the moves on Keene. Lee inside, goes up through contact, can't finish. Rivera swings it up ahead, gets it to Matthews. Matthews swings it across. Amalfatno tried to get it to go off the glass, couldn't. Neuenhaus snatches that one, and a missed opportunity there for the Hawks. Karaguzian dribbles it back out towards the half-court line, puts the moves on Keene, works it inside, now works it all the way inside. Beautiful, almost faked the pass there to Denham, took it straight to the rim. A nifty bucket there. And they lead back up to 22 for the Brewers. Amalfatno puts it on the ground, tries to work it inside. Nifty behind the back pass. Matthews for three, won't go. Fitzgerald bringing the ball up the floor for the Brewers. Game has slowed down a little bit. Half-court pass to Neuenhaus. Fitzgerald looks like an NFL quarterback. Throws that one almost the length of the floor. Gets it to his big man right underneath the basket. And Vassar pretty much picks up right where they left off. Silla tries a long three. That one won't go. Long rebound, getting a hand on it is Keene. Picked up by Amalfatno. A second chance now for New Paltz. Matthews inside, right under the basket. Tough layup, won't go. Was able to get the shot off, just couldn't quite get the shot to fall. Lee swings it for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, long three in transition. That one a little too strong. Matthews brings that one down for New Paltz. Matthews working the floor for the Hawks. Leaves it for Silla. Silla across the floor gets it to Keene. Keene goes, puts it on the ground, goes right at Lee. Hop step, beautiful pass underneath. Rivera is there. He gets it to go off the glass. Some nifty ball movement for the Hawks culminates in an Isaiah Rivera basket. So New Paltz doing a good job right now just to keep the damage where it is. As Lee puts the moves on Rivera, swings it to the corner, gets it to Denham. Denham works it now inside. Nice pass underneath for Neuenhaus. That'll be a charge. Nicely done on the defensive end from Mo Silla to take a charging foul. And of course, Neuenhaus at 6'9", it's like getting in the way of a runaway train as we have our first time out of this second half. This one taken by Ryan Mee on the Vassar sideline. And so with your score at 46-24, ladies and gentlemen, we will take a brief step aside. whistles are blown. Both teams return to the floor as the Vassar Brewers currently lead tonight's contest by 22 points. Both sides figuring out where this ball is to be inbounded. It will be from the Vassar baseline. It'll be Mo Silla inbounding this one to Thomas Keene. 17:03 left to play here in this one. Opening night of the Hudson Valley Classic. Beautiful pass underneath. Rivera does a good job just fielding that. Swings it now to Silla. Silla inside, spin move, jump shot, that one short. Neuenhuis takes that one out of the air. As checking into the game for the first time tonight for New Paltz is number 8, Andrew Leonard. Here now is Lee. Lee working on Keene, trying to create separation. Works it inside, step back jump shot, no good off the front rim. Neuenhuis got a hand on it, couldn't bring it down. Here's Silla in transition for the Hawks. Silla goes right at Lee, crossover, back on top for Rivera. Rivera now for Matthews. Matthews to the corner, gets it to Keene. Keene uses Matthews for the screen, now works it up top for Silla. Silla gets it to Rivera. Rivera for 3, perfect. So some nifty ball movement and then nothing but net from Isaiah Rivera as New Paltz has opened a half-court press, looking to do anything they can to make up some ground in this one. Here now is Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald switches over, goes inside, goes right up, up and over with the right hand, can't get it to go off the glass. Good rebound, Rivera. He'll swing it for Keene. Keene gets it to Silla. Silla goes right at Lee, up and under the rim. That one blocked by Medina, but they'll say there's a foul. Taking a hard fall there on the impressive up and under effort is Silla. That shot won't go, but it'll be 2 free throws now for New Paltz. A very limited number of shooting fouls in the first half. Vassar only shot 1 free throw. New Paltz shot 2. So as it stands, New Paltz currently 1 for 2 from the line tonight. 2 big chances here at the charity stripe for the junior guard. Silla's first. Can't get the bounce off the front rim, won't go. Back into the contest for Vassar. Jossie's in. 6'8" Los Angeles native. Silla looking to salvage at least 1 from the line, gets it to go. So New Paltz retains the 50% mark. Silla goes 1 for 2 as well. The lead now down to 18 as Lee swings it across the floor for Medina. Medina goes right past Leonard. Lee swings it across the court, gets it to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald catches it, works it inside, swings it back for Medina. Medina inside the perimeter, now works back out, hands it off to Lee. Lee picked up by Matthews, 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Lee goes right at Matthews, now works back. Spin move, gets inside, right to the rim, gets it to go. Some beautiful ball handling from Avery Lee. And the layup is up and in. Matthews works it back outside the 3-point line, swings it across for Silla. Silla up top for Leonard. Leonard to the corner for Matthews. Matthews to the other corner for Keene. Keene, big 3-pointer, gets it to go. So Thomas Keene answers with a big basket of his own. And a huge 3-pointer there for New Paltz. Lee swings it for Fitzgerald. Greenberg in the corner. Beautiful pump fake. Back up top for Fitzgerald. Extra pass to Lee. Lee, ball fake, gets to the corner. Greenberg for 3, won't go. Leaping effort from Zinn. He's able to snatch that one out of the air. Beautiful pass underneath. Fitzgerald takes it right to the rim. So the Vassar ball movement, which has been so good all night, flexing their muscles, and another big basket for the Brewers. Keene gets it inside to Silla. Silla up top, gets it to Matthews. Matthews working on Zinn. Gets inside, gets a shot up, won't go. A good effort there from Matthews to challenge the 6'8" big man. Can't get the shot to fall. Medina waltzes inside. The Euro step. He'll swing it for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald gets it to Lee. Gets it back to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald creates some room, drawing something up. He gets inside. It's mid-range jump shot. Won't go. That ball bouncing around. They'll say a foul. It will be a foul. That one will go against Greenberg as 2 substitutions come on. Denham checks back into the game for Vassar. Noelle Zaire checks back in for New Paltz. Keene, the pass up ahead, now touched by Silla. Of course, in basketball, the clock does not run until the ball is touched in play. Silla looks for the open man, gets it to Noeli Zaire. Noeli Zaire underneath to Leonard. Leonard to Rivera. So some nice ball movement from New Paltz. Leads to some nice interior scoring. The lead down to 17 as Lee swings it all the way up ahead. Zinn makes the catch, gets it to Denham. Denham leaves it for Lee. Lee picked up by Silla. Lee puts it on the ground, goes to his left, steps up, fires, won't go. Rivera, the impressive rebound, snatches that one out of the air, and New Paltz maybe with a little bit of momentum. Silla to Rivera to Leonard. Leonard's three-pointer blocked by Greenberg. He gets a hand on it, leaves it in play, picked up by Lee. Working it up the floor now for Vassar is Denham. Denham back to Lee. Lee puts the moves on Silla, swings it to the corner. Medina acted like a catch and shoot. Back up top for Greenberg. Greenberg fires, won't go. Rebounded Rivera. Rivera bringing it up for the Hawks. Swings it up ahead for Keene. Swings it up ahead for Silla. Silla now inside, goes right at Lee. That one rejected by Zinn. Greenberg snatches it out of the air. It'll be a foul on the floor against Silla. But the New Paltz defense, the Vassar defense just continues to constrict this New Paltz offense. Shot blocked. And then a good job by Vassar just immediately picking up the foul. So Karaguzian and Fitzgerald check back in for Vassar. The Brew Crew leads by 17, 12:54, separating us and the finish line here in the opening contest tonight. Don't go anywhere. Bard and Mount St. Mary College play at 7:30. I will also be on the call for that contest, so don't go anywhere just yet as Medina swings it from Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald shot fake, jab step, now puts it on the ground. Tough defense from Noeli Zaire, forces a pass. Here now is Medina working against Keene. Medina, that looked like a carry. Vassar maybe caught a break there. Vassar maybe caught a break there with that not being called. As Noeli Zaire works it inside, has it around the free throw line, swings it for Hughes. Amir Hughes goes right at Karaguzian, foul on the floor. This one against Karaguzian. The referees will nab him for a blocking foul. As Trevor Amalfatno checks back in for New Paltz. Hughes gets it to Rivera. Rivera back to Hughes. Hughes up top for Keene. Keene for Noeli Zaire. Gets it to the corner for Amalfatno. Amalfatno inside, swings it for Rivera. Rivera extra pass for Keene. Keene brings it inside from the corner. Nice pass underneath. Tried to get it to Hughes. Good defense there from Zinn. So Vassar forces the steal. Here with it now Medina. Medina across the floor gets to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald backs up, now picks up his dribble, swings it to the corner for Zinn. Zinn puts it on the ground, works to his left, leaves it for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald looks for the open man, now puts it on the ground, gets it inside. Karaguzian with the spin. Now stops, looks for the open target. Now to Fitzgerald, 7 left on the 30. Fitzgerald puts it on the ground, works to his left, to the corner for Medina. To beat the shot clock, won't go. Rebound almost for Hughes. I believe this will be an over the back foul. It is. This one goes against Jossie Zinn. As Coach Keith Kenny for New Paltz will take a timeout. And so, ladies and gentlemen, with 11:34 left to go here in this one, it is Vassar 50, New Paltz 33. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back at the conclusion of this timeout. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from that brief timeout. Coach Keith Kenny taking a timeout from the Hawks bench, surely just to go over strategy with his guys down 17. It has been a better played second half for the designated visitors, but the deficit from the first half was or as of right now, looks pretty formidable. But they have cut into it at least a little bit. The lead at halftime was 22. As Keene, wild jump shot, won't go. That one brought down by Medina. So the lead at halftime was 23. The lead now 17. As Karaguzian sets up the offense at the top of the floor. Good defense. Amalfatno guarding Fitzgerald tightly. Karaguzian tried to go inside. Amalfatno never turned around. So Vassar catches a break on the loose ball. With it now Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald goes between the legs, spin move on, gets it up and won't go. Hughes leaping effort. They're going to say it is last touched by Hughes. Hughes was being forced out of play right along the baseline, got hands on it before he stepped out of bounds. Hughes is saying he was able to throw it off of a Brewer in time. The referees commiserate as Neuenhuis comes back into the contest for Vassar. So the referee heads to the scorer's table to confirm the call on the floor. So the call on the floor stands as originally called. Medina gets it underneath to Neuenhuis, and the Brewers beat the shot clock. So Vassar's fire-powered offense has just been too much for New Paltz to handle tonight. Some beautiful ball movement has led to some scoring opportunities for the Brewers. As Rivera pull-up jump shot, that one won't go. An emphatic rebound there from Denham. Denham swings to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald bringing it up the floor. Fakes a screen, right inside, beautiful move, can't get it to go. Nicely done from Fitzgerald to get the ball inside. Is the loose ball still on the ground? It is a jump ball. But this time around, the possession arrow favors the Hawks. And so this one will be New Paltz ball. 10:14 left to play here in this second half. 52-33, your current score in favor of the Vassar Brewers. Noelle Zaire inbounds out to Keene. Keene leaves it for Rivera. Rivera back up top, now works it inside. Noelle Zaire. Noelle Zaire gets to Hughes. Hughes gets it to Rivera. Rivera with a shot fake on Neuenhuis, now works it inside. Back up top to Hughes. Good closeout from Medina. Gets it to go, and the foul. Amir Hughes, nicely done, working it inside, gets it to go off the glass. And a chance for a three-point play now for New Paltz. In a game New Paltz desperately needs to make up ground in, any basket helps, especially trips to the free throw line, as noted a little bit earlier in the contest. Not too many free throws for either side tonight. Free throws number 5 and 6 coming up for the designated visitors. Or at least free throw number 5. They'll say this foul is on the floor. So he misses the first. New Paltz falls to 2 and 5 from the stripe tonight. Neuenhuis off the rim, can't get it to go. That one snatched it out of the air by Rivera. Rivera puts the moves on Denham, stops. Long three, Amalfatno. That one won't go off the front rim. Brought down by Denham. Denham gets it to Lee. Lee guarded in the full court set by Keene. Lee shakes a defender. Denham fakes a screen. Some off-ball movement now from the Brewers. Fitzgerald looking for the open man, gets it to Lee. Lee working on Noelle Zaire. Cuts inside. Beautiful spin move. Fadeaway jump shot is no good. That ball rattling around. Medina grabs the loose ball. Fitzgerald for three. That one won't go off the front rim. That one taken away by Noelle Zaire. A much-needed rebound from New Paltz. Noelle Zaire gives it to Keene in transition, who gets it to Rivera. Rivera operating near the baseline. Gets it to Noelle Zaire, who gets it to Hughes. Hughes back up top for Rivera. Rivera catch and shoot three, won't go. Neuenhuis brings that one down. He was fouled as Keene is on the floor. Just making sure nobody steps on anybody on the ground. All parties remain healthy. As checking back into the contest, Peter Neidham. 6'6" from Dryden, New York. So New Paltz wheels out their own big man. As the Vassar Brewers all set for the inbound play. Medina gets it to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald for Medina. Medina swings it up ahead for Lee. And the Brewers break the full court press with ease. Lee working on Amalfatno, uses the screen for Medina. He's picked up by Hughes. Lee spin move, works inside, tried for another spin, loses the ball. Luckily it went right to Denham. Denham can't get that shot to go. Beautiful move from Medina to bring it down, and a second chance opportunity for Vassar. Pull-up jump shot for Lee. That one rims in and out. Finally brought down by Amal Fatno. But nicely done from Vassar to create multiple possessions with second chance rebound. Amal Fatno swings it for Hughes. Big three-pointer here, gets it to go. Amir Hughes, a big shot, and the lead is now down to 14. Still some ways to go for the designated visitors, but it's considerably less than what it was. And so the Hawks looking to string together a couple of good defensive possessions, which they have already started to do. As the lead works on Amal Fatno, gets it to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald for Neuenhaus, back to Fitzgerald. Big three for the Brewers. Fitzgerald answers the call. The San Diego native from beyond the arc, and the lead back up to 17. Rivera from Alfatno, back for Hughes. Hughes inside, throws it at the rim, can't get it to go. That one rims out off of the back iron. And Vassar now a chance to create even more breathing room. Lee coast to coast, right at the rim, gets it to go, and the foul. A Hollywood finish for the Los Angeles native, up and in off the glass, and a chance for a big three-point play here for the Brewers. And we had touched on this earlier in the broadcast, but for a school located in upstate New York, I'm quite impressed with how well represented Southern California is. 2 Los Angeles natives, a San Diego native, and of course Northern California represented with San Francisco. As Lee's free throw is good. Out here at college, people from California are few and far between, so it is always nice to see the Golden State well represented. As Keene works it inside, goes right to the rim, nifty up and under move, gets it to go. Big basket there from New Paltz. As they come out swinging in a press, Vassar breaks it with ease. Lee brings it up the floor, right underneath for Denham. An easy 2 points there, and if Vassar can continue to break this full court press, it's going to be a longer night than it already is for New Paltz. Hughes inside, good crossover on Medina, goes right to the rim, goes up with the left, can't get it to go. Fitzgerald grabs the rebound, slows down the offense, gets it to Lee up top. Good closeout from Hughes. Lee blows right past them, gets it to go. An easy mid-range jump shot, and the lead is back up to 22. So an 8-0 run for Vassar as Neidham puts it on the ground. Amalfatno inside. Back to the corner for Neidham. Neidham up top for Keene. Keene calls for a screen, immediately waves it off. To the corner, it's Amalfatno. Amalfatno's three, long off the back rim. Brought down by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald setting up the offense. The Brewers 6 minutes and 6 seconds away from finishing this masterpiece. As that pass too far out of reach for the intended target. Substitutions for both sides. As Noelle Zaire, Silla, and Rivera come back into the contest for New Paltz. Greenberg, Karaguzian, the 2 substitutions for Vassar. Neidham up top, puts it on the ground, swings it to the corner. With it now, Rivera. Rivera, good spin, goes up and off the glass. Nicely done there from the sophomore captain, Isaiah Rivera. As immediately called for a blocking foul is Justin Noelle Zaire. So it will be an inbound play for the Brewers. The lead plateauing now at 20 points. The referees make sure everything is as it should be on the floor. All appropriate parties determine we are fit to continue play, so the inbound goes to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald working on Noelle Zaire, operating out of the center court circle. Now cuts all the way inside. Beautiful pass underneath. Denham, right to the rim is Denham. And a big basket there for New Paltz. Rivera, does he have an answer? Tries to go up and over, loses the ball. They'll say is last touched by a Brewer. So New Paltz will have 26 seconds with the ball in their own end. 5:26 left to play. Vassar down to New Paltz down at 22. Stranger things have happened as the ball goes right underneath to Rivera. An easy 2 points there for the Hawks. Denham gets it inside to Karaguzian. Karaguzian fouled immediately. So the foul is on the floor. The referee's giving a talking to where a talking to is applicable, I guess. The foul will go against number 1, Mo Silla. Fresh 30 for New Paltz as Coach Mee will take a timeout on the Vassar sideline with his guys up 20. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Lucas Stackpole. 5 minutes, 20 seconds left to play here in the first game of this year's Hudson Valley Classic. Don't go anywhere because we will be right back after the timeout, and we'll be right back after this game with Mount St. Mary College and Bard playing at 7:30. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back at the conclusion of this brief timeout. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the buzzer has sounded as Coach Ryan Mee's guys are still in the huddle. The referee right outside the huddle waiting for Mee and his guys to wrap it up. The buzzer sounds for real this time. Mee's guys, the huddle breaks. Vassar is up 20. Your score currently 64-44. If you're just now joining us, 5 minutes and 20 seconds left to play here in this one. Tonight, it has been all Vassar, an impressive effort on all fronts for Vassar, but specifically the offense. The offense admittedly has cooled off a little bit in this second half, but a 42-point first half and an 8-0 run to start the game really set the precedent for how this one was to go tonight. As Medina and Fitzgerald looking to break the press, getting it all the way up the floor to Greenberg is Medina. Greenberg will leave it now for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald guarded by Keene. Fitzgerald cuts all the way inside. Nice screen right at the rim, rejected by Rivera. The whistle is blown immediately. Rivera not happy. The sophomore meeting Fitzgerald at the rim. But either way, the referees called it, and they called it immediately. So 2 free throws now for Shea Fitzgerald. The first free throw is good for the San Diego native. San Diego regarded by many to be the finest city in America. I'll be flying into there tomorrow for Thanksgiving break. The weather looks beautiful there for the following week. High 60s, low 70s. As Fitzgerald's second free throw won't go. But they'll say, I think this is a lane violation against New Paltz. It appears to be, and of course the punishment for a lane violation is an additional free throw. So Fitzgerald, the second chance, gets it to go. So Fitzgerald 2 for 3 at the stripe. That ball picked up by Silla. Silla now crosses over, works it inside, stops on a dime, spins around, swings it up top for Keene. Keene cuts inside, gets it to the corner. Extra pass, Rivera for 3. Short off the front rim, good rebound by Keene. Silla will try again. Long three-pointer is good. Mo Silla, the long 3. Cuts the lead to 19. Pass all the way up ahead for Denham. Denham off 2, rejected by Silla. I'll say that's a foul. It looked like Silla may have gotten a lot of the ball there. But the baseball pass goes to Nathan Denham. Denham looked poised to dunk that off 2 feet. Getting a hand in there is Silla. So he will make Denham earn his 2 points. Denham from New York, New York. His first free throw gets it to go. That foul, Vassar now in the bonus for the remaining 4:37 of tonight's contest. The second for Denham gets it to go. 68-47, the current tally. Silla bringing the ball up for the Hawks. Silla inside, swings it for Noelle Zaire. Athletic catch for Noelle Zaire. The layup won't go. An unfortunate bounce there for Noelle Zaire. And a really athletic job getting to that ball and getting a shot off. Just couldn't quite put the finishing touches on it. as Lee swings it for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald thought about it, now works it inside. Gets it to Medina. Medina works the baseline, right underneath for Denham. Denham leaves it short, can't grab the rebound. Rivera snatches that one out of the air for New Paltz. Rivera brings the ball up, now leaves it for Silla. Silla for three, it's good. So Mo Silla connecting on each of his last 2 3-pointers, the lead down to 18. Silla goes for the strip on Medina, can't get it. Karaguzian leaves it for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald blows right past Silla, stops on a dime, swings it up top. Lee for three, won't go. Long rebound brought down by Fitzgerald. Lee, extra pass for Medina. Medina for three, won't go. Wanted a foul, can't get it. What a rebound from Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald will draw the foul. Second and third chances from the Vassar Brewers. And ladies and gentlemen, that is just what's made them so good tonight. Even if they don't score the first time, if they're giving themselves these countless opportunities to get to the rim, they'll make the opponent pay. So Shea Fitzgerald back to the stripe as Zinn checks back in for Vassar. Also checking in Eric Zhang. So New Paltz does some readjusting. This foul on the floor in accordance with the bonus rules. If Fitzgerald hits this one, he earns the right to shoot a second. Fitzgerald knocks down the first one. Fitzgerald trying to go 2 for 2 at the line, cashes the second one, and the lead back up to an even 20 points. Here with it now, Silla. Silla goes between the legs, now cuts in with his right, goes right to the rim, can't get it to go, but will draw a foul. So the drive to the rim will result in 2 free throws for the junior guard, a New York native, a Darrow High School alumni. 3:28 left to play here in this one. New Paltz also entering the bonus with that one. Silla's first, nothing but net. Silla looking to go 2 for 2 from the stripe. His second, count it. So 2 big free throws here late for New Paltz. Karaguzian to inbound. The Hawks still in a full court press. Karaguzian looks for the open man. Waits for a minute, now gets it to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald quickly double teamed, forced to pass, gets it to Karaguzian. Up ahead for Zhang. And now Vassar doesn't have to worry about the 8 seconds. Zhang, nice move, right to the rim. And so for the most part, too, I mean, not to keep beating a dead horse with how good Vassar's offense is, but Vassar's ability to break the press has certainly been a factor in this one, as Leonard from the corner can't get it to go. Rebounded by Zinn. He'll leave it for Karaguzian. Karaguzian for Fitzgerald, back to Karaguzian. No longer in a press are the Hawks. With it now, Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald works across the length of the floor, now gives it back to Lee. Lee uses the screen from Fitzgerald. Using his right, cuts inside, goes right at the rim, can't get it to finish. Zinn got a hand on it. Zhang, second chance, won't go. Getting another hand on it. Zinn, he can't bring that one down. But the 6'8" Harvard Westlake product making his presence felt here late. Jump shot from the corner, won't go. Silla, no good in that attempt. Brought down by Vassar. Fitzgerald swings it for Zhang. Zhang puts it on the ground once, leaves it for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald guarded tightly by Silla. Fitzgerald loses the ball, slips, but it will be a foul against Silla. And ladies and gentlemen, for the third time in what feels like the last 3 minutes, Shea Fitzgerald earns another trip to the free throw line. As a little bit of confusion with substitutions, that situation quickly resolved as Coach Mee goes to his bench, coming off of the bench for the first time tonight. Number 20, Will Gregory, and number 10, Cale Elmhorst. Fitzgerald gets it to go. Amir Hughes checks into the contest for New Paltz, and after Medina is done It looks like Medina is ready to come in for the shooter, which is currently Fitzgerald, checking into the game for the first time tonight for New Paltz, number 4, Miles Belton. Fitzgerald, another 2-for-2 trip to the free throw line. Medina does, in fact, come in for the shooter. 2 minutes, 8 seconds separate us and the finish line here tonight. Both coaches dipping into their benches here late. Vassar currently leads this one by 22. Neidham swings it for Leonard. Leonard across for Hughes. Hughes straight to the rim. Beautiful layup there. Up ahead now for Zhang. Vassar wasting no time. Zhang into the corner. 3-point try. No good. Fresh into the game, wasting no time is Elmhorst. That shot just a little bit long as Hughes works it inside, goes right at Gregory. Can't finish the layup. That ball continuing to bounce around, getting hands on it. Multiple parties. Gregory can't bring it down. Finally, it's Neidham bringing that one down for New Paltz. Hughes gets it to Leonard. Leonard working on Gregory. He'll swing it now for Belton. Belton puts the ball on ground. Now drives inside, kicks it back out for Hughes. Shot fake Hughes. Mid-range jump shot. That one left well short. Knocking that one down for Vassar is Greenberg. With it now is Zhang. Zhang waits for numbers. His guy's in transition. Now goes to work, cuts it towards the corner. Beautiful spin move. Gets it to go. Can't quite finish off the glass. But another trip to the free throw line here late for the Brew Crew. Zhang out of Lutherville, Timonium, Maryland. So the Maryland product, his first free throw won't go. A minute 6 left to play. I am going to take my best trivia guess. I think Maryland is the Old Dominion state. It's either Maryland or Virginia, as the second free throw is good. Coming into the contest for the first time tonight, number 1, Noah Mann. And number 32, Jack Moineau. Working with it now, Leonard inside, kicks it to the corner, it's Belton. Belton puts it on the ground, works to the baseline, gets it back for Leonard. Leonard from the corner, I believe they'll say it is a long 2. That shot won't go. Rebound brought down by Mann. Mann running the offense, guarded tightly by Belton. 42 seconds left to play here tonight. Mann inside, has that one taken away. Nice defense there from Belton. Leonard running the floor with New Paltz in transition. Nice pass underneath. Right to the rim is Neidham. Noah Mann bringing it up. Met at half court by Leonard. It'll be Mann drawing a foul. Andrew Leonard a little too overzealous in his half court defense. So with 25.6 to play, Vassar now in the double bonus, so Mann is guaranteed these 2 free throws. 25.6 left to play. Vassar 75, New Paltz 54. Mann's first free throw is good. And the masterpiece has been painted for Vassar's Mann's second free throw, butter. The lead up to 21, 25 seconds left to play. The shot clock is off. And what an effort tonight from the Vassar Brewers. They move to 3-0 on the year. Another electric offensive performance. As working with it inside, trying to get it off the glass is Orsorno. He can't get it to go. Under 10 left to play. Bringing it past half court is Will Gregory. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how tonight's contest will finish up. An emphatic victory from the designated home team, the Vassar Brewers, 77, the New Paltz Hawks, 56. And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in 3 years, for the first time since 2022, the Vassar Brewers have beaten the New Paltz Hawks. And a statement win from the men in maroon to open this Hudson Valley Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm Lucas Stackpole. Do not go anywhere, because in just half an hour, we'll bring you the second game of this doubleheader. It'll be the Bard Raptors taking on the host of this tournament, the Mount St. Mary College Knights. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Lucas Stackpole. As always, thank you for listening. Thank you so very much for making me part of your Friday night. And don't go anywhere just yet, because we will be right back.